Hi everybody, I hope you're doing well and that you're staying safe. It's Jen from Vine Styles and we're going to be doing another wine. Yay! Fall is in the air, it's starting to get a little cozy out there, so we thought that we would bring a little bit of a cozy wine to you guys this time. So today we're going to be trying the Humberto Pinot Noir from 2017 vintage. This is a winery that's going to be super cool to learn about. It's actually from Argentina and it's from the Patagonia region. So have you ever tried a Patagonian Pinot Noir? No? Okay, well, stick around because we're going to talk about this. Okay, awesome, let's go. Yay! The Patagonian region is known as the land of dinosaurs, glaciers, lakes, and deserts. And of course, wine. Okay, so actually we're going to start off with Argentina. Argentina is really interesting because they have such an array of different climates. From the very northerly area of the country, there's an area called Salta, and that's considered subtropical and very, very warm. And you go to the area called Patagonia, and that area is very plateaued, very flat and very desert-like, but it's very, very cool as well. So it's kind of like a temperate, cool desert is the climate there. Patagonia actually sits in the rain shadow of the Andes, and so they don't see a lot of rainfall throughout the year. It's very much similar to how Calgary and BC is. Consider the Rocky Mountains and how we get that rain shadow. We don't get as much rain as BC does, and the same thing goes with Argentina, Patagonia. They don't get a lot of rainfall either. So that actually makes irrigation in this area super, super critical. So they dig these rills in the winery, which are basically very shallow ditches or canals throughout the vineyard, throughout the vines. And what happens is there's water that's released or comes down from the mountain, from the Andes, and it's very fresh and very pure, and it comes through and it waters the vineyard. The winery that we're actually going to be tasting today is one of the first and one of the most iconic wineries down there. And they're also, fun fact, one of the most southerly wineries in the world that we're going to be trying today. Bodega Humberto Canale. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Humberto Canale is an iconic and yet sadly not very well known winery. So after 5 generations of winemakers, Guillermo Barzi Canale is the current owner right now, and he continues to lead this iconic winery and lead the way for the next generations to follow. They were originally founded in 1909, and they have actually played a key role in development of viticulture in the Patagonia region. And in fact, they have actually just recently, since April 8th, have been deemed the first winery in Patagonia to implement sustainable winemaking and have achieved their certificate in sustainability, which is really cool. We're really trying to get more wineries to move towards that for climate change, the thing that I talk about in pretty much all my videos. The spring and the fall, or all the seasons, are kind of upside down, right? So it all flips. So mid-March is actually when harvest happens here. So that would be their October is in March. It's carefully harvested by hand and sent immediately to the bodega, which is about 1 kilometer away from their vineyard, in small containers. The reason why they're hand harvested and in small containers is so that the healthy, intact berry gets back to the winery, because something that these guys know and something that really good producers know is that it's not about the winemaking itself, it's actually about the health of the grapes. This is always the funnest part. I wish I was more elegant, when I open bottles, instead of like somebody that's struggling. I don't know, maybe it's like a metaphor for my life. Now let's pour. So I would say that this is definitely a pale ruby. It's a little tight. It's a little tight right from the beginning, but as I'm swirling it, it's starting to open up a little. So I'm just letting it aerate a little, open it up, you know, like it's a little shy. You have to kind of welcome it into the world. Like, hello, wine, come and join me today. Yes, okay. Now, these are my notes. All right, so I get a fresh cherry note. I get a little bit of a cranberry and strawberry, so a lot of red fruits. I get the cherry and the strawberry in a candied form as well, kind of like a hard tin candy. You know, those little tins where there's like the hard, delicious candies. It reminds me of that. It has a little bit of a toasty note as well. And then also some vanilla, a little bit warmer on the vanilla. And it just ends off with a little bit of a cassis or a licorice note with a little bit of forest floor or underwood as well. All right, smells delicious. So the wine is opening up so much more now that it's been sitting in my glass for a bit. I'm getting much more of that earthy sort of note and a slight barnyard sort of note, but it's still super fresh. It's very, very elegant. It is delicate. It is tasty. I love it. So I would rate it about a medium plus acidity. The body is very light, so I would say about a medium. No, it actually holds pretty well. So I'd say about a medium to medium minus almost body. And then for the tannins, they are so soft and so well integrated. You know that they're there. So there's a little bit of structure, but it's very velvety, right? So it just holds it up in the back, which is really, really nice. The intensity of the flavors as well, I find are developing and changing, which is really neat. I'm getting a little bit more of that forest floor and more of that mushroom and savory herb sort of notes. I'm getting some, you still get your cherry and your strawberry and your red fruits in there, but it gets a little bit more savory and it just feels a little bit more delicate. So it feels very elegant and very finessed, if you know what I mean. I would say it's quite versatile. So you could obviously go with like a charcuterie board with some cheeses. It would go well with a bunch of different styles of cheese. You could go with the hard styles, or you could go with soft kind of camembert and brie sort of styles, because the berries and the fruit really do hold up to it. But I would actually go with some fish. So brown trout, or like a very healthy rainbow trout, the trout that has some good pigment in its flesh, and then maybe salmon. Ooh, salmon on a cedar plank would be good with this. Okay, yeah, just like fish. I'm feeling fish with this, and usually we don't necessarily think fish with red wines, but I would see it 100% with this. We could do some pastas in there as well because the acidity holds up nicely. And then you could go into some more white type of meats like chicken breast or roasted chicken. But I would go for some sauteed mushrooms and garlic sauce, or any roasted vegetables as well. You can plan pretty much a whole meal around this wine. Like, it's so good. I would do root vegetables with this because it has that earthy note. Oh, it's so good. All right, okay. Check out a Patagonian iconic winery from Argentina. Nobody's gonna really have any idea. If you want to impress your friends, you bring out this bad boy. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the tasting, and just letting you know that this is our Friday feature at 25% off for 6 packs. It is food friendly, it is elegant, it is divine, and I hope you guys really enjoy. Take care. All right, bye.